The 2014 Improved Production Nationals are proudly brought to you by Newlon, Yokohama and Vantage Automotive.
Just no mistakes, good car preparation and just drive it on the limit for every lap.
Go through the heats, get a good grid position for the final, then just give it to it. Don't need the engine anymore, run it till it's dry. Like if we come away from here in the top 10, I'd be happy with that.
To win, I can only imagine. I've come second twice, but never won. I would just love to win, but that ain't ever going to happen now, but I don't care. It's just fantastic.
But yeah, I'd love to win it. You know, our first would be phenomenal. We know that we're not going to win it, but if that was to come off, that'd be the pinnacle of my racing.
You work towards this, you have your highs on the day, you have your lows on the day, but you've got to be there at the end, and it's just, I can tell you it's euphoria when you win. There's no question about that.
Hi everybody and welcome to Wakefield Park for this, the 2014 Improved Production National Championships presented by Newlon, Yokohama and Advantage Automotive. We've got a packed schedule ahead of us with the top 10 shootout, 6 heats before we ultimately move on to that final race to crown our national champion. In this over 2 litre championship, the big question on everybody's mind is, can anybody stop Ray Hislop? He's going for a 3-peat, it's going to be on at the front and there's plenty of guys who are looking to stop him.
Okay, thanks Daniel. Yeah, well look, here we are, the first of the over 2 litre cars. This is Aaron Lawrence, all the way from Queensland. Now he set a time of a 104.95, so let's see how fast Aaron can go as he heads up the hill here through the kink. That's really good, nice and smooth, clean, a little puff of smoke, but that's only on the gear changer, so I don't think that's too much to worry about. Let's see what he stops the clock at. Oh, that's a little bit slower. He won't be happy with that. That's put him, look, that's over a second slower. Okay, let's see what he has to say to Daniel.
Aaron Lawrence, first car out in the top 10 shootout. The Nissan Silvia going well?
Yeah, a few issues with brakes at the moment. We've got to try and fix up, but not a bad lap, I hope. Nothing on the dash. I don't know what it is. But
there you go, Aaron Lawrence, Queenslander in a Nissan Silvia.
This is an interesting little car, a Nissan Sunny, all the way from South Australia. This is Adam Allen in the Nissan Bluebird, and that's a 106.8. Ooh, another slow time. Looks like the fast times aren't going to appear. Down to Daniel in the pits. Let's see what Adam has to say.
Adam Allen, 4 seconds slower than your qualifying time to get out there in the top 10. Was a bit of a problem on track?
no, I'm a little surprised at that, to be honest.
Adam Allen there in the Nissan Bluebird. A great car. We see it winning down in South Australia when we went down there. So it's going to be great to see what he can do for the rest of the weekend.
Okay, thanks Daniel. All right, here we go. All you V8 lovers, here's Kyle Alganmore, all the way from Queensland. VS Commodore V8, one of the big ones. Picking up a front wheel big time there. Look at the way that's working. Absolute power out of that corner was amazing. That's the V8 for you. And that is a 105.7. 105.7. Only a couple of tenths slower than what he did, but once again, not faster than he did this morning. Let's go down to Daniel.
Kyle Alganmore, third car out in the top 10 shootout. A 105.7, a pretty decent lap in these conditions.
Yeah, not bad. I just messed up a gear change coming straight there, so it cost me a fair bit of time. But oh well, in the 10, so that's all good for me. Pretty happy with that.
There you go, another Queenslander here in Kyle Alganmore, the VS Commodore. A lot of power and grunt under the V8 of that one, so watch out for him later on in the weekend.
Okay, thanks Daniel. All right, the next car, Evo 9. This is Anthony Warren. This is a 4-wheel drive. So 4-wheel drive means front and rear wheel drive at the same time, for those who don't know. Turbocharged engine, getting the power down well. Like I said, this is 4-wheel drive. Let's see what he stops the clock at. Let's see what sort of time he can do. That looks like a 106. Oh, 106.0.
Anthony Warren, a bit of a misgear there onto the Oops, sorry, wrong way. Onto the main straight. Still put in a 106 flat, so pretty good time in the end.
Not really. Missed all the gears coming in. The gearbox didn't go in, so lost a lot of time coming on the front straight.
There you go, Anthony Narran Warren from Tasmania in the Mitsubishi Evo. Car's been a weapon this weekend, not great in the top 10, losing a bit of time onto the main straight.
Okay, thanks Daniel. All right, the next car, this is Mark Ruder, all the way from South Australia. It's not an RX3, it's an 808 because it's got a turbocharged engine under the bonnet, not a rotary powered car. This is a turbocharged power car. Very smooth, right to the outside of the track, picks up the inside, back over to the other side of the track, and down the wall he goes. Let's see what this sort of time is. This is looking good. This is looking real good for Mark. Wow, that's nearly a second faster than Aaron Lawrence. He has absolutely rocketed to the top of the timesheets. Let's go down to Daniel and see what he looks like.
Mark Ruter, 5th car out, this in the top 10, a 104.2 second lap time, top of the tree, that's great.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, it felt good. I think I stuffed up on turn 1 and 2, but other than that, the rest of the track felt really good.
There you go, Mark Ruder in the Boostworks Mazda 808.
Okay, thanks Daniel. All right, this is Kerry Wade, all the way from Western Australia. The first of 3 West Australians you will see in the top 10. It is very, very hot outside, and these turbocharged cars do not like the heat one bit. They want it nice and cool. Let's see what Kerry Wade can do in these conditions, because it's not going to be easy. Oh, that's nice. Up against the wall, smooth as. Smooth as. This is looking good. Will he go faster? Absolutely he will.
Kerry Wade, first West Australian out in the top 10 shootout for the over 2 litres, a 104.95, 0.7 off the top spot.
It is, that's about the best we can do with this sort of heat. We're heavily disadvantaged, obviously, with the restrictor in the turbo, so that's about it in this heat. That's all it's got.
Yeah, Kerry Wade to watch out for in the Mitsubishi Evo. Another Evo in this top 10 shootout.
All right, next car. Justin Wade from Queensland. Another 808/RX3 with a turbocharged engine in it. Bit like Mark Ruder's, this guy's done a lot of driving in this car with a rotary engine in it, but he's changed to the power plant to a turbocharged, 4-cylinder turbocharged engine, and he loves it. He reckons it's the best thing he's ever had to drive in his life, and it's got a lot of torque, a lot of grunt down low. Justin Wade, a 104.5. That puts him second behind Mark Ruder.
Justin Keys, the Mazda 808. Justin, second place so far, 0.3 off a second off from your teammate with a 104.5. The car must feel pretty good.
Yeah, it's going quite well.
We saw last time out you had a bit of trouble down at turn 1 and through turn 2. What's the plan going into there in the heat stages?
Get a better start.
Well, hopefully that continues for you all weekend. Good luck out there.
Thank you, mate.
Justin Keys, currently second place, 0.3 of a second off from his teammate, the Boostworks Mazda 808s. You got to watch out for them. We knew they were going to be quick here this weekend, and they are proving it in these hot conditions.
Okay, thanks Daniel. All right, the next car. This is Matt Cherry from Western Australia. This is a Starlet with a turbocharged engine. At the moment, he was the 3rd fastest car to get into the top 10. Let's see if he can improve on that, because he's got to beat Mark Ruder and Justin Wade. And look at this, he is absolutely sliding that car sideways as he comes onto the back straight. Oh, he's a little bit slower. That puts him down to 3rd fastest. It's a 104.7. Let's go down to Daniel and see what Matt has to say.
Matt Cherry in the Toyota Starlet, currently P3 with that lap. Hot conditions, but still a 104.78. That's pretty good.
Yeah, look, it is what it is. It's the 1-lap shootout, so just tried my hardest not to lock a brake or do anything silly. So yeah, keen to get stuck into some racing now.
There you go. That is Matt Cherry in the Toyota Starlet. A bit of an interesting car to see in the over 2 litres. Doing well, currently sitting in P3 behind the Boostwork Mazdas.
Okay, thanks Daniel. All right, here we are. The current reigning improved production over 2 litre champion, Ray Hislop in the mighty Falcon V8. He was the 2nd fastest. 1 car left after this. That's Kevin Ledger, who set the fastest time. Let's see if Ray can beat his time. Let's see what he stops the clock at. This is going to be close. a 103.7. He is the fastest.
Ray Hislop looking for 3 in a row, doing the best you can out there in the top 10 shootout. A 103.7 to go top of the charts by half a second. On the limiter into 1, you were pushing it.
Yeah, the car felt good. I was a little bit unsure with the hot track temperature out there, but look, the car gripped up beautiful. No, really happy with that.
There you go, Ray Hislop looking for top pole position in the top 10. So he's as he goes into defending his 3-time title.
All right, thanks, Daniel. All right, here we go. This is the last car. This is Kevin Ledger from Western Australia, the third Western Australian. He will know what Ray has done in the previous lap. He's been campaigning this car at a number of nationals over the last few years. He has not been able to take out the title since he won it back in Western Australia, I think about 4 or 5 years ago. So he's tried very hard to beat Ray. He's got to beat Ray to take pole. Will he? No, he won't.
Kevin Ledger going out 10th in the top 10, unable to knock Ray Hislop off 3rd place there with a 104.6.
Yeah, no, pretty happy with that. That puts us in Group D for the starters, so it'll be a good heat race.
Going ahead into the heat races, what's the plan going into them now?
Win them.
Well, very simple plan. Hopefully it works for you. Good luck.
All right, thanks very much. Appreciate it.
Kevin Ledger there in the Subaru. He has been the man taking it to Ray Hislop all weekend, looking to do it this weekend and stop the Hislop streak of getting 3 in a row.
To win is possibly out of the question, but you never say never. To do really well would be, once again, just a nice little personal achievement for us and also the team as well, because the guys put in a lot of hours and put in a lot of time and effort off the back of them, and Gulf Western also helping us out. It'd be good to get them right at the front as well.
We need to finish every race, get as many points, just getting to the end. That's the basic thing. Go through the heats, get a good grid position for the final, then just give it to it, pretty much. Don't need the engine anymore, just run it till it's dry.
Race 1 of the weekend, 21 cars on the field for this one. Ray Hislop and Mark Ruder on the front row of the grid, and it's Ray who's got the jump away, leading the field down into turn 1. He really wants to start where he left off from the last season's IPRA Nationals.
Yeah, that's right, Daniel. This is really good to see some action here. A lot going on all around the pack here. 21 cars started the first of the over 2 litre heats, and it's really good to see cars like this old Tirana, Bill Savage all the way from Victoria, getting hounded by a little E30 BMW. There was a number of things happening in and around the track.
Yeah, the guys were all over each other in the early stages. You got Tyler Dubos here making his way forward. He was overtaking Philip Andreas in the BMW and out after Wayne Twist, who sporting a great sticker on the front for his brother Kelvin, who unfortunately passed away earlier on in the year. Every car running those stickers, and it was really good to see.
Yeah, it was. Here we see Matt Cherry with Mark Ruder nearly in his boot, and there was a little bit of contact there. Oh, that was unfortunate. I don't think that was intentional. That was just, Bill, I think, was just a little bit high. As we see an action replay there, just the slightest of touches, and I think Bill just didn't realise they were that close, and unfortunate for Mark Ruder. He had to take evasive action and lost out there. Just a bit of a tank slapper there. Unfortunate, but yeah, no real damage, I don't think.
No, everyone managed to live to fight another day. Luckily, getting away with that one. Matt Cherry managed to hold on for 2nd place as well. Nobody could stop Ray Hislop, taking the first win of the weekend, leading home Matt Cherry, Mark Ruder, Kerry Raid and Michael Nagwib rounding out the top 5. Race 2 highlights now, Group C and D, and Kevin Ledger would launch away from the start of this one very well, but unfortunately pinged as a judge of fact that he jumped the start and given a 10-second penalty, which meant his race was made that little bit more difficult.
Yeah, look, the judge of fact, it's a call, it's a line ball decision, and once they make that call up in the control tower, there's not much you can do about it. So Kevin did his best to try and jump as far in front of the pack as you could, but there was plenty of action going on in the background. This is Phil Kirkham in the little Mazda Unos having a great old time in amongst a whole heap of BMWs, and it was on for young and old. Doesn't matter where you were out there, there was plenty of action happening.
Yeah, Glenn Potter all over the back of him there as Kirkham tried to hold this BMW charge off. It was a very interesting battle between them all, and then Darren Pearce throwing it all away at the top of the hill. He would rejoin though without damage, so that was good to see.
A battle of the Commodores here. This is Scott Buckton and Kyle Organ-Moore. Absolutely great to see some V8 Thunder out there. Scott leading the fight in this one, but Kyle Organ-Moore, he had a little bit left in the tank.
Yeah, Kyle Organ-Moore was putting all sorts of pressure under Buckton at the front, and then Mayo was here. He was being chased down by Faggoter. They're both trying to get hold of Shea, and you could just see that these three different cars, very different ways of going racing, but they were all together racing hard.
Yeah, as we see, Phil Kirkham all crossed up as he comes into the final corner there. That was Rod Lynch in the the Evo 6, having a great old battle here back in the pack.
Yeah, Kirkham had managed to get away from those BMWs and found himself with an Evo battle, and those guys just kept on going for the whole race. You can see here at the final corner, the gap just wasn't quite enough for Kevin Ledger. Justin Keys close enough to take away the victory at the end. It was good to see Chris Brown in the Newlon Toyota 86 as well, coming home for third place. Fourth went to Michael Poser, and fifth Aaron Lawrence. A great start to the weekend for those guys. Heat 3 of the weekend now for the over 2 litre championship here at Wakefield Park. Justin Keys and Ray Hislop on the front row of the grid. This was shaping up to be a battle royale to the finish, as Potter didn't get away at all well and held up part of the field behind him.
Now this is Sunday morning. This is probably going to suit these turbocharged cars a little bit better, but Justin Keys going backwards, not looking good at all, and he might have a spot of bother there in his car in the little 808. Oh, sideways by, I think that was Aaron Lawrence, wasn't it?
Yeah, Aaron Lawrence trying to put the pressure on Nagwib early on. Those guys battling for a top 5 position, as we have Androas here behind Pearce, and this one was a good one to see actually. Joseph Lenthal coming into the final corner. He spent all day Saturday trying to get that car going again. The safety car was brought out by Mayo, who unfortunately parked it at the top of the hill in a bit of a dangerous area, they decided, so then that brought the safety car out. But then when racing restarted, Thomas all over the back of Joseph Lenthal. This was a great battle, RX-7 versus Tirana Power.
Yeah, great to see the old Tirana out there, and it's picking up a wheel and doing all sorts of things, and a lot of power in a straight line. Interesting to see Joseph there. He, like you said, he had a lot of trouble yesterday, and great to see those RX-7s out there today doing battle.
Yeah, and while one Nissan Silvia was going backwards through the field with Lawrence, the other one here getting in a bit of strife as we hit the side of Warren, and just look at the chaos it caused. Darren Pearce actually made the ground through the middle there. He managed to split it, but it wasn't great to see racing like that.
Nah, just unfortunate. Just pushed the limit a little bit hard. So we see just Joseph Lindell locking up a brake, and that's Brian Anderson in his M3. Looking like ready to pounce, but take nothing away from Ray Hislop. Ray Hislop shown a clean pair of heels to the rest of the field. Matt Cherry there second, but great win to Ray Hislop.
Yeah, Matt Cherry really with nothing to do that he could try to challenge Ray. Coming home third was Michael Poser. Fourth went to Michael Nagwib, and fifth Grant Maitland.
Right, it's the pinnacle of our year, and I've been racing in improved production for, actually it's 15 years. It's 15 years, and I think this is my 10th national, and the nationals are just such a great way of meeting everybody, seeing how you perform against everyone else.
Getting out racetrack with your mates, with other blokes that you don't know who end up being your mates, putting your car through its paces on a hot day like this, it's sensational.
Welcome back to the Improved Production Nationals on Blendline TV. Heat 4 of the weekend here, and you can see Kevin Ledger absolutely nowhere off the line, and that handed Wade a run into turn 1.
Yeah, good to see Kerry Wade from Western Australia coming over here. Mark Ruder slotting into second spot. Kevin Ledger, don't know what happened there, but he didn't lose too much ground, and he's already back to second spot.
Yeah, he wasted no time getting himself back to the front of the field. Here you see him overtaking his West Australian counterpart. Ruder tried to follow through. He was showing some great pace on Sunday and was looking good for the final. And then this one here for Scott Buckton. Lucky to not get hit actually rejoining the track there.
Yeah, don't know what quite happened there, but Scott was definitely facing in the wrong direction. But luckily no damage or any contact with any other cars. As we see Kyle Organ-Moore and the other V8 Commodore doing really well, trying to make his way through the pack. It was great dicing. Doesn't matter where you watch these races, improved production here on Sunday morning. It was on for young and old.
Everybody trying to get those last points to get themselves up the field. Dubos there going down the inside of Manuel, and then Shea was falling back into the clutches of both Bruce Henley and Tyler Dubos as well. Just look at this, white RX-7 side by side. You think you're seeing double.
Yeah, and it was great to see. That's Lee Forrest in the Toyota Celica. Now, Lee Forrest from Tasmania has done a heap of racing, and he gets a little bit of a tap by the RX-7 of Dubos, I think that was.
Yeah, one of the two of them. It's hard to tell the two white things apart. Lee Forrest would actually manage to get back out there, but it just plunged him a long way down the field, and unfortunately, with only a lap to go, he was not able to recover.
But it was great to see Kevin Ledger from a pretty ordinary start, I've got to say, to absolutely nail it and take the win. Mark Ruder, he came home in second. Chris Brown in the Newline-sponsored Toyota Sprinter was third. Kerry Wade from Western Australia was fourth. Adam Allen, a quiet race by him in fifth, and that was a great race.
Heat 5 highlights now, and most notable is Mark Ruder not there on the start line. He was too busy trying to help his counterpart Justin Keys and forgot to get in his car for this one.
Yeah, they both run the same engine, BoostWorks engine, and Mark was trying desperately to make sure Justin made the grid and didn't have time to get in his car and get out there and race himself. So that's a bit of camaraderie, big time. But look at the action back in the pack here. A couple of the Nissans going for it side by side as they come down the hill. Adam Allen all the way from South Australia in the 92 car doing really well to try and keep, I think that's Grant Maitland at bay.
Yeah, Lawrence as well was on a charge here. He tried to overtake Wade at turn 2, sideways with Justin Keys through turn 3. Relegated himself back a couple of positions, but it was entertaining to watch, and hopefully that form for him would continue into the final.
Yeah, battle here of the BMWs. Look at the two E30s having a right old time there. Up the inside of the E87, no, not quite. All crossed up, all sideways.
They were all trying to get each other at every corner there. It was a great battle between those guys. Kerry Wade had some speed, and look at this, to the inside, opportunistic, but wouldn't make the corner at the back straight onto the grass. Four-wheel driving, a bit of the rally heritage for the Evo there. That gave Poser the lead back. Lawrence went off in the back a shot, and with a lap to go, the race was well and truly on. Justin Keys probably rubbing his hands together thinking he could win this one as they came down into the final corner.
Yes, it was interesting to see how it is. And a bit of a contact there. That was unfortunate. Justin Keys drives straight through the middle of him and takes the win. What a race.
Yeah, probably a bit opportunistic there from Kerry Wade and a bit ambitious, but that left Poser stranded at the final corner. He would finish the race, but be locked down way down the field in 8th position. So it was Justin Keys leading home Adam Allen, Aaron Lawrence, Grant Maitland and Graham Wilkinson rounding out the top 5. Heat 6, the final heat of the weekend now, and Kevin Ledger again would not get off the field. This time though, the stall was worse. Great moves from Warren and Andrew Macca not to collect the stranded Subaru, and I tell you what, that made his life very difficult trying to collect points into the final.
Yeah, very, very lucky that Kevin Ledger didn't get a car in his boot. Great driving. As we see some of the battles in the background there, that's Macca passing Graham Shea in the RX2. That was great to see. Kevin Ledger here, but he's trying to make his way back through the pack. He has got to do well, because otherwise it's going to cost him big time in the final later on this afternoon.
I tell you what, it was an impressive display from Ledger coming through the field. You can see there.
It certainly was by Kevin, but there was lots of action happening. Rod Lynch here from Queensland leading the pack. Now that's an RX3, folks. The red four-door car actually does have a rotary engine. It's about the only one that does, but there was a great battle going on there. That's Adam Allen, I think it is, in car number 18. No, Greg Fogarty in the Bluebird. Sorry about that. That's Negweb in the Datsun 1600 chasing down. I think that's the Evo of Anthony Warren from Tasmania.
Yeah, and Kevin Ledger all over the back of them as well. You can see just how much ground he was making up. Dive to the inside on Warren, down into the final corner. Only a couple of laps left in it, and then he drove around the outside of Nagwib in the 1600. Nagwib here, the South Australian, was not willing to let this one go, and that rat battle would rumble on to the finish.
Yeah, still lots of action happening here. We still see Rod Lynch in front of the RX3, and it's getting muscled out by the car number 14. I think that was the Bluebird. Yes, it was. But take nothing away from Ray Hislop. He wasn't going to let too much go wrong with him. He was nice and smooth. He was getting the maximum amount of points as we...
Despite Savage there spinning in front of him, that was a pretty crazy moment
Yeah, I
for
was
the
starting to
end
wonder
of the
what
race. He hit the brakes, but still he had enough to lead home Matt Cherry quite comfortably. Third place went to Chris Brown, fourth to Kevin Ledger, and fifth to Michael Nagwib.
Kelvin was a very active member in the Victorian IPRA and in fact well known around the whole country. He's very well regarded because he brought the Improved Production Club of Victoria virtually from the doldrums to a very healthy club. 6 years ago, when he was 40, he was diagnosed with cancer. He continued to be a very strong member within the committee and was still very interested in motorsport, and that's why we're running a tribute to him today. He touched a lot of people, not just in motorsport, but also in private life. He's very sadly missed, apart from in industry, but of course to our family. He's got 3 brothers and sisters. I'm his eldest brother, and his mum, our mum, is still alive, and we do miss him dearly. So his memory living on within motorsport is I'm very pleased about it, and proud of him for what he did.
Okay, set for a start here, folks. Let's see who can get the jump. Oh, a little bit of movement there by Ray, but I think it was Kevin Ledger who got the jump. Yes, it was. Ray Hislop had to take second spot there. Then we've got Matt Cherry, and looks like Chris Brown's going to take out the top 4th.
Just look at this huge field, 38 Improved Production over 2 litre cars coming through turn 1, and it's on at the front. Ray Hislop, not content with being relegated to second, drove around the outside of Kevin Ledger in turn 3. That was a fantastic move.
Yeah, he wants to make his mark. He knows he's got to get out there and lead from the front and try and make Kevin try and catch him. And look at Matt Cherry. He is right behind Kevin Ledger at this stage. Anything could happen here.
Ray Hislop very slow out of the fishhook. That's going to give Ledger the opportunity. He doesn't want to run around the outside though. We know the marbles are out there. There's been a lot of racing on this track this weekend, so Kevin Ledger just settling into second place. He needs to get in front of Hislop. He knows that's his only way to take home the Nationals at the moment. Try to hold Hislop up.
Yeah, a little bit of sawdust on the edge of the track from an earlier race where we had a bit of oil down. And look at it, this could cause a problem for some of the cars a bit further in the pack, but they've already opened up a gap. Look at the lead that Ray has got on the rest of the field. And look at the rest of the cars streaming through. Buckton going past one of the slower cars there.
Yeah, such an impressive array of cars, 38 of them coming down the front straight for the first time. Listen to the noises. Dan Ridley making up ground. Mark Ruder has gone backwards off the start. He is sitting down in the mid-20s at the moment, so it's going to be interesting to see how he comes through. As we take a look back at the front, Ray Hislop moving away now.
Yeah, he's probably got his tyre pressure set just to what he wants, and he's on a charge at the moment as we see Chris Brown heading down. In-car footage here from Chris's car. Great little car, turbocharged all the way from South Australia.
Yeah, he's being attacked by another South Australian there. Adam Allen down the inside. Lawrence is going to try for this one as well. Look at this. The Black Sylvia trying to make its way through. No, Brown shuts him out. So some fantastic racing just outside the top 5 here. These guys, they can probably sniff a podium. If something happens to those few up in front who are racing so hard in these early stages, they could be there, and you never know, an unlikely Nationals victory may be on the cards.
Oh, look, anything could happen in this race. That's a huge field of cars out there, so it's anyone's up for grabs at this stage. As we'll see Kyle Organ-Moore putting the power down and passing one of the slower cars. We've got to mention here that it's great to have Newline Oils on board, and they are the naming right sponsor for this year's Improved Production Nationals here at Wakefield Park. Absolutely fantastic to have them on board. Chris Brown in the Toyota actually works for them in South Australia, so he's really flying the flag.
Taking on board here with Maitland as he comes up the back straight. He's just behind a couple of the guys battling. I just saw Mark Ruder. There he is. He managed to get past Forrest on the way up the hill. He's now behind Scott Buckton, and he's making his way back through the field. An absolutely dismal start, starting lowly on 20th position, but he's gone backwards off the start line. I think he just missed the jump there.
Yeah, probably did. Just wasn't quite ready when the flag dropped. But take nothing away. Look, Justin Keys there, hoiking up a wheel. There's Mark Rutter right behind him. Scott Buckton's trying to stay in touch, but that, no doubt, those rotary-powered 808s are really great. As we see Lee Forrest take a little bit of a dive on Scott Buckton and grabs the spot back.
He's managed to make the move stick, and I tell you what, Scott Buckton now starting to slip backwards. That's not what the Bucktons wanted to see. They've put a lot of effort into that car to get it out here for the Nationals. As this field continues to flow down the main straight, it's hard to know where to look here in the early stages. So many battles going on, but it's going to be about that finish. It's half an hour away at the moment, and it's all about just trying to get yourself into a good position for the final few laps.
Yeah, this is a 23-lap race here. Okay, and we've got some in-car footage here from Bill Savage and the mighty Tirana there as he passes one of the slower BMWs.
Yeah, he found himself in a bit of a BMW battle there. You can see that he's got 2 in front of him, 2 behind, so it's all about the Tirana's V8 power, hopefully getting him out of that situation. As we look back to the front, Adam Allen has got himself in front of Chris Brown, which we saw earlier, now trying to hold on. A few of these South Australians finding themselves together. They're used to battling at Malala. Brown to the inside in the Newlon car. He's taken the position away. Wade behind them. He's going to be trying to get through in that 4-wheel drive Evo.
Yeah, great driving there. These cars are all running on the controlled tyre. That's the Yokohama AO50. Great to have Yokohama supporting the category. Have done for a number of years. And this controlled tyre, this AO50 that we're all on now, is a fantastic tyre, and it's great to see. And boy, are they putting it to the test out there just now, Daniel.
Yeah, it's incredibly hot trackside at Wakefield Park. Conditions in the mid-30s, so the guys with a lot to do. It's going to get hotter and hotter in those cabins. You've just got to try to stay focused as, there you go, Poser coming around the corner there and just sliding the 808. He is trying hard. It's a bit of a white freight train there with those 5 cars all together battling for position, and it looks like Chris Brown has run wide down into the fishhook.
Yeah, disappointing for Chris. He'll probably lose a couple of spots there. There he is, getting back on the track, but he's lost probably 5 or 6 spots there, and we're only about 5 or 6 laps into the race, so there's still a long way to go before anything is finalised here.
And just look at that. Ruter is on the back of Warren here into the final corner. He is pushing hard, putting in some incredible lap times. He's actually lapping as fast as our 2 leaders. So I tell you what, he's doing everything he needs to get himself up there. As we take a look at the replay, Chris Brown just, it looked like he locked up and understeered straight off at the fishhook.
Yeah, just unfortunate, just a little bit rough. And who's this locking up? That's Ray Hislop locking up at the front. Oh, that's not good sign for Ray. He needs to be very careful. Once you start locking a tyre like that, it'll keep on stopping in the same spot, and then you'll get a really bad flat spot, and then next thing, you'll have a puncher. You do not want to have a puncher in this race.
No, Ray is pushing hard. He's got Kevin Ledger on the back of him. Ledger, I think, has heard from the pits as we have that Ray Hislop has a 5-second penalty. We'll be back after the break with more action on Blendline TV.
Welcome back to Blendline TV. This is the Improved Production Nationals 2014 Wakefield Park, and that's Ray Hislop, our race leader, out in front, being chased by Kevin Ledger all the way from Western Australia. It is anyone's race at this stage, Daniel.
Yeah, Kevin Ledger is pushing hard. The guys have put in some of their fastest lap times. It looks like we've got a car off there at the top of the hill. That is the Commodore, so he's had a bit of a failure, and unfortunately though, that car in a bit of a dangerous position. It might be something those safety cars needed.
Yeah, that's Kyle Algamore from Queensland, and he'll be very disappointed. He's had a great run through the heats, but looks like he's going nowhere now. This is Bill Savage in the Tirana, just trying to keep out of the way of Ray Hislop. He'll be aware that these are the first 2 cars, first and second, and he won't want to get tangled up in their race. And look at this, right up the inside. How close can that get, Daniel?
Huge move there from Kevin Ledger. He used that Bill Savage and held up Ray Hislop. Has an opportunistic dive at the final corner. Hasn't made it stick. Ray Hislop, V8 power, straight back past. But a bit of panel rubbing between the 2 guys. They are playing for keeps right now. And just look at this, a few BMWs in front of them as well.
Ray Hislop will be grinning from anywhere. He loves that sort of racing. He's a clean racer, but he doesn't mind mixing it up. As we see some of the slower cars there just getting out of the way, trying Kevin Ledger up the inside of that BMW. Oh, a little bit of a tap there, I think.
Yeah, Kevin Ledger is not leaving anything on the table as he tries to get through. There goes another BMW off to the side. These guys, let's not forget, they're racing for their own position at the moment, so they're trying to get out of the way, doing the best job they can. But these 2 leaders, they're flying. The lap pace is a bit higher than we expected in these heated conditions, and you'd have to say that's because of Kevin Ledger. He is forcing the issue right now, pushing Ray Hislop. We've seen a few issues and lockups from Ray. He's driving probably a little bit outside his comfort zone. It's going to be interesting to see how this race develops.
Yeah, obviously he's dialed out a little bit of front brake there, so he's not locking up a brake, as we see Matt Cherry also trying to make his way through. Look at this power slide onto the straight. Absolutely amazing. As I said a little bit earlier on, that car does not have power steering. It just has a really big steering wheel and a lot of muscle. So he's doing a great job, as we see Scott Buckton being hassled by the Graham Wilkinson Mark 1 Escort there. Great to see Graham. He's been a long time campaigner, loves his Escort, used to have a Mark 2, now he's gone back to a Mark 1.
Yeah, and they've got Maitland up behind them as well as we come onto the straight. Look at this, you've got brand new Commodore versus an old Escort. It's great to see such diversity in the ranks of improved production. Lee Forrest there in the Toyota Celica coming in on it as well. So there's 4 different cars, such different ways of going racing. I guess they suit the style of the people that drive them.
Yeah, that's right. Improved production. It's all about what sort of car you want to bring. You can just about drive any car that was ever sold in Australia in this category. There's so many freedoms. There's lots of things. We have a control tyre, as I said. That's the AO50. It's a great category to be involved in. You can spend a little or a lot. Either way, you're going to go motor racing and have a great day at the track.
And you can do it in whatever way you want to do it. That's probably the underlying story here for improved production as Maitland continues trying to put the pressure on the back of Wilkinson. The Mark 1 Escort, though, it's up to the challenge. I think it's still interesting that we haven't had a safety car out to retrieve that car of Organ Moore, still stranded at the top of the hill. We've heard that he's had a right front hub failure on his way up the hill, so that car is not going to be moving without assistance. Moving without assistance, though, is Wilkinson. He's pushing hard.
He certainly is, as we saw Lee Forrest there, getting a little bit sideways as he comes onto the straight. And look at this, Maitland, I think it is, up the inside of Graham Wilkinson. What a great drive.
I think Wilkinson slowed there again into turn 1 because Lee Forrest has managed to go round the outside as well.
We pick up some of the back markers. Here's the RX3 rotary-powered Mazda being chased by Joseph Lenthal in the RX7.
Good to see Joseph Lenthal making up ground. He's closing up on this back battle pack in front of him, featuring Manuel, who is managing to make up ground on twist, and I think that is Bruce Henley just in front of them as well. These guys starting to develop into a great battle, catching Graham Shea and Dan Ridley up in front. You can see this 5-car pack. Ridley really starting to extract himself away from them, but Manuel, look at the way he's making ground up over the top on Bruce Henley as well. So Henley's got in front of twist, and he's starting to make up a little bit of a gap, but it looks like this one may well come together. Of course, there's not long left to go in this race. We're reaching the back half of it now, and the laps are ticking down for these guys. It's still very hot out there, so you need to keep your focus and make sure that you just keep stroking the car along and get it to the finish line. Dan Ridley here in the Commodore, he's had to do that the hard way, coming from fairly low on the grid after a few issues in the heat stages. We saw that he had actually some problems with the oil cooler after running wide across the top of the hill, so I was talking to him earlier on before this race, and he was just glad to have got the car back out there and maybe stroke that one along to the finish and make up a few positions. You can see now Graham Shea also starting to fall back to Bruce Henley, and Kelvin Twist, who has moved up some ground on Manuel. Looking further forward and just, oh, look at that, Adam Allen. That is how lap traffic can play a part. Lynch there just unfortunately getting a little bit in the way of Allen. He's run wide again onto the back straight, so not great for Allen there, the back of that lap. You can see he has lost ground to both Poser and Wade in front of him. So those two guys, they're going to start moving away, and Poser and Wade, of course, we saw those issues in Heat 5, and just look at that. Poser is trying his hardest to get up beside the Evo driver and just see if he can make a position. Michael Nagwib was checked out in this battle. He started to move away and built himself a little bit of a comfortable gap in that Datsun 1600 as Adam Allen now makes the move down the inside of Lynch, takes the position, but it's all a little bit too late for him. You can see how that gap has opened up. On board with Chris Brown, the Newlon Toyota 86, and he was cut off there by Lynch as well. So the lap traffic causing a few issues for the guys, and this is just the way the race plays out. You've got to try to pass them at the right moments and keep your speed up as best you can. And at the front, Ray Hislop with a huge lockup. He's off. He's thrown the car away. That's our leader. That's our defending champ going for 3 in a row. And Kevin Ledger going past him there at turn 2. So the race lead is gone, and it looks like Hislop is blocked in the stand. This is going to bring out a safety car, and it has thrown the result of this race completely up in the air. Kevin Ledger now with a handy lead. The safety car will come out. That's going to bunch the field up. It doesn't look like Ledger knows Hislop is stopped yet. He's still pushing on. So the safety car is about to come out. We will take this opportunity to have a break on Blendline TV and be back on the other side with the run to the flag. Welcome back to Blendline TV. There it is, the moment that Ray Hislop threw it all away and dispelled any chance of a three-peat here at Wakefield Park. Unfortunately, that's handed the lead to his arch rival, Kevin Ledger, who now looks like he will be the champion for 2014. Have a look through the field there, separated by 3 cars. You've got Matt Cherry in the Toyota Starlet. He has come through the field and caught himself up there. You can see there he goes. And then further back, we've got Mark Ruder in the Boostworks Mazda 808. There he is on the inside of Wayne Twist coming down into turn 1. So he is going to be doing everything he can to try to catch Matt Cherry in these closing stages. He was sitting 4th, a great drive from 20th on the grid, and that stall at the start line which tumbled him further down the order. It's been a brilliant drive from Mark Ruder to get himself up there, and you can see Matt Cherry is feeling the pressure, sliding it off the top of the hill. Opportunistic move on Dan Ridley. He's out after Kevin Ledger as well, so it's been a great effort by Cherry. I don't think anyone's going to catch Ledger in these closing stages though. Looking further back, and you can see here that Adam Allen has got himself in front of Mick Poser and Naren Warren, and those guys are chasing down Chris Brown, who has managed to get by them as well. So a few things changing here after the safety car restart, and whoa, there we go, Wade has turned around Wayne Twist. So unfortunate there for Wade and Twist, but that's left him stranded in the middle of the road in the BMW. He's lucky that he didn't get pummeled by anybody else behind. This is the difficulty in the closing stages of this race. We've only got a couple of laps left in it, and there is lap traffic now mixed through this field with the safety car. Have a replay here, Wayne Twist getting turned round. I tell you what, Wade probably just needed to wait there for an extra corner, but Twist probably squeezed him a little bit as well. Looking further forward, and we've got Darren Pearce running off there next to Faggoter, and that has given Chris Thomas and Andrew McMaster the chance to get past. There you go, Thomas now on the back of McMaster. We've seen them all year against each other, and Stillwell is off as well in the BMW, so everybody's struggling at the fishhook in these closing stages. It's all on here in the over 2 litre Improved Production Nationals at Wakefield Park. But there he is, our leader, Kevin Ledger. He has got a comfortable lead now, and Matt Cherry is starting to feel the pressure from Mark Ruder behind the Mazda 808 now. He's within striking distance. There's only a lap and a half now left in this race. It's all to play for second place. I think Kevin Ledger is gone. The Subaru Impreza is out of here. It's going to be a second national championship for the Western Australian, but second and third steps on the podium, they're all up in the air right now. Matt Cherry with it all to do. You've got Aaron Lawrence there in the Nissan Silvia as well, coming onto the back straight. He may well be able to pick up the pieces if anything happens here now between Mark Ruder and Matt Cherry. One more lap left in this race. Kevin Ledger has a comfortable lead. Mark Ruder having a look at the inside of Matt Cherry. It's all to play for now. Only a couple of kilometres left in it. What's going to happen between these two guys? There we go, the 2 red cars. That's where our focus needs to be. Look at this drive from Mark Ruder. It has been absolutely excellent to get himself up through so many positions. He's avoided some of the carnage. He's made sure not to touch anybody else on his way through. And just look at the pressure he is now exerting on Matt Cherry. He is right on the rear bumper of that Starlet. We've got to watch for a move. Will he try it here down into the fishhook? No, Cherry is awake to it. He pushes to the inside, defends his line. So Ruder really now with one chance left. He needs to get a good run here onto the back straight. See if he can beat the Starlet to the apex at the final corner. Ruder pushing hard. Cherry's awake to it. He's moved to the inside. That's just to try to cover it off. He's done enough there. Now Ruder to the outside. He's going to try one last drag onto the main straight. Kevin Ledger, here he comes across the line, our 2014 national champion. What a result for him. Here's second and third. Ruder around the outside onto the grass. He's taken the position at the line. What a fantastic drive from Mark Ruder. He has got there in the end in the BoostWorks Mazda 808. A fantastic end to this 2014 national championship. Matt Cherry, Aaron Lawrence, Michael Nabwib, Chris Brown, Kerry Wade, Michael Poser, Adam Allen and Anthony Warren rounding out the top 10. I caught up with our national champion after the race, Kevin Ledger, to get his thoughts on what was a fantastic meeting here with the Improved Production Nationals. A fantastic final race for the over 2 litre championship here at the Improved Production Nationals at Wakefield Park. Kevin Ledger's come out on top all the way from Western Australia. Your second Nationals crown must feel great.
It feels awesome. In fact, it's better to win on the other side of Australia. The win at Western Australia was good, but the win over here is even sweeter.
Now, Ray Hislop was the man to beat, going for a 3-peat. You put the pressure on him and ultimately it paid off.
Yeah, that was always our intent. We never thought we'd be there outright speed, but it's just keep the pressure on him. And not let him sort of control the race with the tyres, and fortunately our strategy worked, and Ray, even though he come off, the good thing is he didn't have any damage to the car or anything like that, and I think the final race was very incident free, so that's a good thing for all the competitors also.
It was a great race. Talk us through that moment when you came down to turn 2 and found him there in a cloud of dirt in the sand trap.
I probably felt the same as what he felt last year when he came around and found me crashed on the start finish line, so I thought he had actually gone off and got back on, and I thought, well, he's still out there, but when I came around and saw him there, I thought, well, now I can get in and concentrate and just push as hard as I can and manage the gap between myself and the other guys and get through the slower traffic as easy as possible.
Well, well done. You're the 2014 national champion, so wear the number 1 with pride for a year.
I certainly will. I certainly will. The one's going to be awesome, and Lindsay's going to give me a full cup of bourbon tonight to go with it.
Well, good luck. Congratulations on that victory.
Thank you very much.
Such a fantastic effort. Well done. How's it feel to come home with that one?
Yeah, no, pretty happy with that. A few little niggles at the end, but yeah, just hang on to the thing and let it ride around, and yeah, very happy, yeah.
When that safety car came out and you had those couple of cars between you and Kevin up in front, what were you thinking trying to get around them down the straight?
Yeah, the start-finish line's quite a distance down the other end, so trying to time your run on and let them keep on racing and all the rest of it was quite interesting, but yeah, it all worked out in the end.
Well, it's been a fantastic effort taking it to some of the bigger, more fancied machinery in this little thing. You must be pretty proud.
Yeah, no, it goes hard for what it is. I mean, as I say, under 3 litres the goal, so to be mixing it with the outrights and big V8s and all the rest of it, yeah, very happy with how it's come along.
Well, well done. 3rd place in the Nationals. Hopefully next year goes well for you as well.
Yeah, cheers, thank you.
Dan, it's been an impressive race weekend. You must have enjoyed that battle there. You're in amongst it with Forrest and a few others, all pushing each other off the road. Good old time in the VK.
Oh, absolutely. We had a little bit of a sort of slow start to the weekend. We sort of dropped off the track. I made a few mistakes and did some damage to the car. We had what we thought a good car last night, and we came in this morning and had a puddle of oil, so we had to actually fix the sump, sacrifice a heat unfortunately, and then that put us further back in the pack. But look, we had a bit of a game plan just to take it easy for the first few laps and then try to come through. That safety car was a welcomed welcome relief for me. I had a bit of a rest. The car got a little bit warm, but then I was just trying to let the guys through and not get in their way.
It was a great battle that you were having. How does it feel though to bring this thing home? I mean, you brought it home straight, and a lot of people thought there'd be a lot of carnage out there. It was great driving from everyone, really, wasn't it?
Look, absolutely. I think the driving standards were pretty good this weekend, and everybody was sort of briefed early in the weekend, and I think everyone sort of behaved themselves. There was a couple of little bits and pieces here and there, but as I said, the end of the race there, when the lead guys were coming through, they were pretty good. They sort of gave a wave, and yeah, I left them a bit of room. So yeah, no, but very happy to bring the car back straight. Really need to thank Roy Anderson for this weekend, helping me crew, Phil Armour from Armour Motorsport, Spencer Rice at Classic Speed Shop, and look, DGB Media for putting on a fantastic video and TV coverage.
Thank you very much. Well, hopefully we see a lot more of you next year.
Absolutely, look forward to it.
Again, I've said it so many times, but so many people here enjoying this racing. This is what motorsport's all about at the grassroots level. The Improved Production Nationals presented by Newlon, Yokohama and Advantage Automotive. Thanks for joining us on Blendline TV. We're going to cross now to Gary O'Brien. He's got the trophy presentation for the Improved Production over 2 Litre Championship.
You put your 2 starts, the second one particularly, but then you come back in the final with everything just running right.
Yeah, no, we had a ripper start on Saturday, but the starts on Sunday were a little bit ordinary. Fortunately, we got away without any causing any carnage to the guys coming past us in the back. But the boys told me how to change gear again, so we got it right for the last one.
And when you seen Ray go off, what was going through your head at that time?
Probably the same thing that was going through his head last year when he saw me go off.
Well done to you.
Mark, if you'd just like to step in again, 20th to second, how good was that?
Oh, that was an awesome feeling. Yeah, absolutely awesome feeling. The car went perfect. Yeah, just everything went perfect. So it was an awesome racing. So put everything together. So.
And the contretemps coming down the straight with Matt. Matt probably seen you coming, and then I thought he couldn't move any further over, or else he might have got in a bit of trouble. So he couldn't do anything by that stage, I guess.
Yeah, that's right. I think Matt was having some engine trouble, so he was slowing down a bit. But yeah, he saw me coming, and yeah, I just had enough to get him over the line. Just had enough. Yeah.
Well done to you. We'll just get Matt in for a quick word on that final drag to the line. That must have been hard to take.
Yeah, it wasn't. You know, I saw him coming, and I did what I did on the last lap, because that's all part of racing. But down the straight, he was just hauling ass. So, you know, you move across, but you don't want to run anyone off the road. So, yeah, they should move that start-finish line down to the middle of the straight, I reckon.
Just out of the last corner would probably even be better.
Well, that's all we've got time for on Blendline TV for the 2014 Improved Production National Championships. Congratulations to our winner, Kevin Ledger, coming home in second, Mark Ruder, and third going to Matt Cherry. I'm Daniel Beckinsale. Joining me in commentary was Gary Manell. From all of the Blendline TV crew, we hope you've enjoyed the show, and we look forward to your company next time.